This is Math 122, Homework 1, and I'm going to show you how to do problem 9. Alright, number 9 is a long expression with a lot going on. Let's carefully copy it down. Now sometimes half the battle is getting problems copied down correctly. So before you begin working on a problem, especially one as long as this one, do go back and check to make sure you have all the correct numbers and symbols. And that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. 8 times the quantity. 8 minus 6 squared. Subtract 4 times 3 plus 2 times 8. Looks like I've got everything. In order to solve this problem, you need to be really familiar with the order of operations. You may have learned it in high school as PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. But you may not remember what all that means. The P stands for parentheses and other gathering symbols like brackets, division bars, square root signs. And as we come across those things, I'll help you decide what is meant by parentheses, because it's kind of a large group. The E stands for exponents, or powers if you like. The M and the D, notice how I've written one vertically above the other, because multiplication and division are equally important. It's not always multiplication first then division, or vice versa. It's whichever comes first, multiplication, division, whichever one comes first as you work from left to right in a problem. If division comes first, then do the division. If multiplication comes first, then do the multiplication. Likewise with the A and the S, they stand for addition and subtraction, and you're going to do them in order from left to right. It's not always addition first. It could be subtraction first if it comes first. Alright, we're going to keep this little note card handy, and if you get a chance, stop the video and copy this down, because it's going to come in handy for quite a few problems throughout this course. Okay, I'm going to just keep mine off to the side here so I can refer back to it. Okay, looking at this problem, we have almost all those operations going on. Looks like everything except division. We have multiplication here, and we have it here between the 4 and the parentheses. There's no operation symbol here, but something has to be done with the 4 and what's inside the parentheses. If you don't see a sign, it's multiplication. So I'm going to put a dot there right now just to remind me. And I also have an exponent going on. So looking at my order of operations, P for parentheses, or any other type of grouping symbol. Well, I've got those right here. If I can operate inside the parentheses, I do. And we're going to work vertically, and you're going to do a lot of recopying as you do this problem, and I suggest you do all these steps with me, even though they may seem redundant. So I'm going to do the 8 minus 6 first, but meanwhile, I'm going to recopy everything else I haven't done yet. The 8 minus 6 turns into 2. I'm going to keep it in the parentheses for now. And notice how I'm just bringing down everything else that I haven't operated on yet. If you work vertically in algebra, you will have less tendency to get lost in a problem and lose pieces of it. Now notice I didn't write an equal sign down anywhere. In fact, in this whole problem, in simplifying this expression, I will not write an equal sign down at all. Watch and see. Alright, next up, in the order of operations. Taking care of my parentheses, now I'm going to check to see if there are any exponents. And indeed there is an exponent. I need to raise the 2 to the second power. It doesn't mean 2 times 2. Well, actually in this case it does, because it means to take 2 2's and multiply them. And that'll give me 4. So, here's my 4. Notice I brought down the other 4 that I haven't operated on yet. And look, here comes another 4, the one that's going to get subtracted, and all the remaining terms and factors. Still working vertically. Now next, I've got multiplication, subtraction, multiplication, addition, and more multiplication. What am I going to do first? According to the order of operations, the multiplication comes before the addition. So I'm going to do this multiplication, and this multiplication before I do the subtracting and adding. 4 times 4, 16, not 8. Be careful. 4 times 3, 12, and 2 times 8, 16, but let's put the subtraction sign and the addition sign from up above back in the problem. Again, bring down the things you haven't taken care of yet. I'm almost done. Next step is any addition or subtraction, but in order from left to right. So I don't add the 12 and the 16 first. No, I do 16 minus 12 first. And 16 minus 12 is 4. Bring down the 16 that I haven't operated on yet. And finally, add the 4 and the 16 to get 20. And again, notice no equal signs at all in this problem. Just bringing everything down, working vertically. And eventually you might be able to skip a step or two in here, not write everything out, but when you're first working these long problems, I suggest you write all the steps out.